after kind of playing around with the Grasshopper tool, we came to the web tool, which is the first thing that we really felt that we could share. We could have other people in the office use it, like, that it was fast. And we spent a long time developing this too, and trying out a lot of different iterations, different interfaces. It definitely took me, a lot of playing around on the background because this was the first time I was coding in JavaScript. But the payoff, I mean, it really seemed to pay off where you had an interface in the upper left where you can do any kind of orthogonal or rectangular facade. I can say orthogonal. We've got architects here. And then it's got a graph that's showing you as you get further away from the facade, what is your discomfort, and then on the right side it's got a panel of inputs that you can easily click through and test. You can do several cases to compare different designs to one another, and it's fast enough that you can really come up with general strategies for how you're going to remove perimeter heat. You can use it that early in design to be able to.
So here's the thing. So we were trying to figure out, you needed some way to prove that you could achieve the appropriate comfort level with your design that didn't have the perimeter heating.
Yep.
So this doesn't have there's no available perimeter heating button here.
Nope.
Where you can add the perimeter
Well,
heating.
the idea is that so that chart that's kind of on the lower left, there's
This
a
guy.
gray line.
This one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that chart. So there's like a black line across the top. That's the threshold of comfort. And you can kind of define what that threshold is. I think here it looks like we defined it as 10%. Yeah, exactly, that guy.
line.
Yeah, sorry, the horizontal line. So that line there is the threshold of comfortable. So if your design is above that, then you're going to need perimeter heating. If it's below that, then you don't. So the idea is that line is kind of telling you if your design is kind of hovering above that,
Yep.
then you're going to need that supplemental
So, but I
heating.
guess the question, so I'm going to guess that this point is like your face is on the glass.
Yes.
Yep.
And then this is you're a foot or 2 feet away from the
Yep,
glass.
that's 2 feet.
So in this case, these three designs aren't really compliant, or
Right.
because if you're 2 feet away, you're uncomfortable. and
Well,
that's
so
not-
you
that's not
have the
gonna cut it.
ability, there's a couple sliders up here.
Yeah.
So one of them allows you, the top slider there allows you, those ones. The top slider allows you to set your threshold for comfort. So you can say, I want no more than 20 people dissatisfied, 10 people, whatever that threshold might be. So you can slide that and
So
choose
here
for
you've
yourself.
got it at 10%. It looks
Yeah,
like,
we have
right?
it at 10%.
Which
So
is
it's
what
at
we
a
were
slightly
talking about
more.
earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
And that again, just going back, that 10% is who came up with that? That's
Fanger.
okay.
The guy
Not even Fanger. This
Oh,
was
isn't it? Oh, I thought it was.
Astray.
Oh,
This was
okay.
a group of engineers who just said, that sounds good.
Yeah,
So if
And
10% of the people are pissed off,
that's
okay.
as good as we're going to
Get out of
get.
yeah,
Go get a Snuggie. Okay. And you guys
yeah.
set it, in this case, you set it to that.
So this one we set it at 10%, and then the lower one allows you to set where in the room you're concerned about. So we have it set right here at that dotted line, which is 3 feet. So we're saying the closest occupant to that glass is going to be 3 feet. That's where their desk is, or
I see.
whatever it is.
So going back to, let's say, this image here, where you've got someone sitting on the glass.
that would be, you
okay.
might have that
Maybe
at a
that's
foot and a half to 2
right.
feet. Yeah, exactly.
Whereas that's maybe the same thing.
Same
That's
thing,
maybe,
but yeah.
but if you had nothing there, maybe this one here, this one,
Yeah.
where you have nobody along the glass. Okay, fine. Well, there's
Right.
there's no seating there, so fine. It could be 4 feet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
In which case, you need this would be okay.
Yep.
Because it looks like at about 3 feet, at least this one design is
Yep.
below.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
then
other
these
two
are all, as you
uncomfortable.
said, these are all little toggles
Those are the
here.
inputs. Yep.
And then this is case 1, case 2, and case 3.
Yep.
So you can study those 3 things.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Yep.
And we were going to go through a tutorial later, but
Yeah, we'll do a demo, assuming, we
Yeah.
already got it up, so
Yeah.
we should be good.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of other sort of extra bells and whistles that we added on here, explanations for like what was driving the discomfort, or whether it was radiant or downdraft. We had a bunch
so
of
there's different
advanced
shapes
Yeah.
for the little markers and the curves. So you'll know whether or not it's being driven on this version. You'll know whether or not it's being driven by the downdraft or the radiant discomfort, so you can try to understand what you need to do to solve the problem, hopefully. And there's down in the corner down here, we have little explanations on what radiant discomfort and downdraft are, so you can kind of
And again, the
learn
thing
a
that
bit more.
the architects is playing with, of course, it's really small here, but
Yeah.
are the characteristics of the
Yep.
glass, right?
Yep.
So what the U values are.
Geometry and the characteristics of the glass.
Okay, so the architect can change the size of the glass and then the things go down. They can they can improve the performance of the glass, and the bar goes down even further. Those sorts of things. And again, those are choices that architects have been making for many, many years. Not a big deal. But the big deal is that now we have a way to visualize that.
And now it's informed on how that impacts comfort. Because we make those decisions, but we didn't have the information on how that would impact comfort before.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Or the decision to put in perimeter heat later. We would just accept it.
Yep.
Whatever our engineer said, and they just typically are conservative because they assume we're going to lose at some point.
Okay. Has this whole thing been vetted by engiengineers, the people who were kind of...
Yeah, we have engineering firms
kind
that
of very
actually,
subtly dogging them?
Yeah, I know. Sorry for any engineers listening. Yeah, we actually have a few engineering firms that have been using it.